You know what I'm doing? I'm making a spectacle of myself. That's what I'm doing. See, I'm making a spectacle of myself. Now that's got to be one of the funniest expressions in the whole English language, to make a spectacle of yourself. Because I remember in 5th grade, I think that was the first time I heard it was in 5th grade. And because when my 5th grade teacher said, told a student that he was making a real spectacle of himself. Because I remember one night we had the class play in 5th grade, and then the following day, the next day, my 5th grade teacher, she lectured this one kid right in front of the whole class. She lectured this boy who was in my class. She said, "You made a real spectacle of yourself last night." And I started, that was the first time I ever heard that expression, is I go like that. Because what the kid was doing, the reason she was lecturing about this was because the kid was taking like a whole bunch of cookies, like after the play when we had refreshments, taking like a big armloads of cookies and bundling up, dropping half of them on the floor and shoveling them into his mouth like Cookie Monster. He's going like that. And now I actually didn't see him do this, but I as a matter of fact, I don't know anyone who did except for the teacher. So I just have to take the teacher's word for it, you know. But the teacher, right in front of the class, she said this: "You made a real spectacle of yourself last night." And she says, "You were greedy, you were wasteful, you were obnoxious." It was funny. It was so funny. And now, maybe what she meant when she said that the kid was making a spectacle of himself, maybe she meant that the kid was just going like this with a pair of glasses. Like that. See, that's what I thought she meant when she said he was making a spectacle of himself. See? I'm a spectacle. See? I'm the human spectacle here. But that's what, that's the image I got. But it's like I was almost like a cartoon, you know. I could see, you see this kid doing this with a pair of glasses and going boom, 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 boom. The music starts playing, and boom, 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 boom. A spectacle. But that's now that was the same teacher who used to play John Denver albums in front of the class. In every class, she always played, well, it wasn't just every class. I think it was just on Thursdays when we had art. Here's the things that happened in that class. A student made a spectacle of himself one night during a class play. The teacher played John Denver albums in class. And of course that was the same teacher who delivered the OPTAG lecture. And I remember one time she said, "I want to hear the Christmas song, Joy to the World." Can somebody go down to the library and walk down to the library down the hall and pick up that, see if they can find a record of Joy to the World at the library. So anyway, they get the record out of the library and they bring it back to the classroom. The teacher puts the record on the record player and puts the needle out, and I bet you can guess what happens. And she says, "Oh, how nice, it's Joy to the World, the Christmas song." But she puts the needle down on the record. It goes, "Jeremiah was a bullfrog." That was so funny. She said, "Okay, turn that off." And I think the same teacher was also the same teacher where I first heard the word ruination. And I like that word too, ruination. But I already thought ruin was a funny word. But that was... She said ruination about something. And it wasn't about anything that happened in class either. It was I think it was she was talking about strip mining. She said strip mining was ruination, which it is really. But she was right about that at least. Now I don't know if she was right about the kid making a spectacle of himself, but because like I said, I never saw the kid making a spectacle of himself. Now that was let's see, that was during the class play. I remember another thing with the class play. I wasn't actually in the play. I was like a stagehand or something. But I remember how my mom made me wear this shirt to the play that I hated. I remember that. But it was funny. The kid made a spectacle of himself. Now the Republicans make spectacles of themselves a lot. And you know who else makes a spectacle of themselves? It's Google. I'm checking my email here, and still, I still got my email from Google here. When I talk about people making a spectacle of themselves, what sort of music would fit the mood the best? Like, would it be kind of kind of like a fast music like they used like in the Crisco commercials in the 90s that went like, or should it be like golf music, like the music they use for the Masters that goes real gentle piano music like that? Or should it just be, I know, John Denver music? That would be perfect, because my 5th grade teacher just loved John Denver so much. And I remember how I started a rumor. Now the same teacher, she also hated peanut butter. So I started a rumor that somebody had smeared peanut butter all over her John Denver album. And the funny thing is that it turned out, now this wasn't true at all, but the funny thing is it turned out it wasn't, the record didn't belong to her. It belonged to the parents of one of my classmates. And I happened to mention this rumor right in the presence of some girl in my class whose parents the record belonged to. I said, you know what? I hear somebody smeared peanut butter all over that John Denver album. And she says, she says, that was my dad's album. That was my dad's record. And I said, well, how do you know that? How do you know it was the same copy of the same record? Because it was old and tattered. So, oh man, did I hear about it. I heard about it from this girl in my class, because she thought I had ruined her dad's John Denver album that had been loaned to the teacher. Because I actually thought it belonged to either the teacher or the school library. But no, it didn't. So, I really made a spectacle of myself that day, didn't I? See, I'm doing it again. I'm making a spectacle of myself.